Thank you very much for joining us today and welcome to the Rajore Clan YouTube channel. My name is Henry, and as always, today again, once more, I'm riding alone, the Rajore Clan to the world. We are going to talk about an interesting topic, just as we have discussed in the previous YouTube videos. And again, thank you so much for subscribing, for watching, for the likes and the comments. It's been amazing. Today we are delving again back to the very topic that we've been talking about for a while now. It's about teaching jobs in Germany, how you can find roles and how you can navigate the teaching process in this murky German job market as we speak now. So welcome aboard and thank you for joining us. First and foremost, the very most important aspect that we are going to talk about in this video is actually to find these roles. Apart from finding them already, we talked about them in the previous videos, getting these jobs and how you can actually apply. I even shared the link to various other, many other schools, institutions that are hiring teachers all the way from Africa, from Asia, from the Americas, and all over the world. If you want to come over here and teach English, teach mathematics, teach geography, teach physics, teach all that, physical education, you guys know the process. I shared, and of course, a lot of you applied. And one very interesting thing just struck me the other day is that someone applied through those and actually went through the first stage of the screening. I don't know, I'm not quite sure about that because I didn't have the proof. But a lot of you applied. That's true for sure. Even the company, the institution reached out to me, reached out to us here, and of course we spoke about a few other issues that maybe we're not going to discuss here. But the fact is that people applied and people are ready to come over to teach in this beautiful country. You are most welcome to Germany, and it's time to come over and navigate the process. It's very interesting. So we're going to go through this very important aspect. But even before that, I want to tell you for sure that if you want to teach in Germany, the bare minimum is a bachelor's degree. That is true. I had a huge number of fans all over the world, some from Kenya mostly and Tanzania, asking that if they can come over to teach with a P1 certificate, that is for a primary school teacher in Kenya, for instance. And that does not work. You may have all the experiences and you may have all that is required, but without a recognized bachelor's degree, at least a bare minimum, then it's not possible to come over and teach. Teaching is a very, very, very important profession in this part of the world. And as I was saying, that they are some of the highest earners. And in Germany, we were even making a joke the other day with a friend of mine that 80 to 90% of teachers in this beautiful country are women. So if you're a lady out there and in the teaching profession, then probably this is your chance to take it up. Today we are going to talk about trying to compare bachelor's and a master's degree, who has a real advantage over the other. And another thing is that we're also going to look at something that is really overlooked when you're applying for those roles. When you have your bachelor's, when you have your master's, and in fact your PhD degree, what is that one aspect that we all overlook when applying for roles all over from whichever part of the world you are watching us from or you're applying from? So we are going to first, the other most important aspect is, let's first understand how teaching in Germany actually works. It is very different from other countries and other parts of the world, like in Kenya, in Uganda, in Pakistan, and of course in Serbia, and maybe some other non-EU countries. So one thing that is very important is that in Germany, teaching is not any job. It's a seriously regulated profession. Yeah, it's very, very much regulated. And there are actually two big parts to follow in Germany to become a teacher. The first one is the fully qualified teachers. This one, the German way, is usually a teaching-related bachelor. The German way is usually a teaching-related bachelor's plus a master's, plus a practical training. It's called a referendariate. And then you have the state exams. And then the other one is the lateral entry, or my German friends, I don't know whether I pronounce it correctly, is Quereinsteiger. People who didn't do teacher training at all from the start, but have a subject degree, and then they enter through alternative routes depending on the state. So these are actually the two main ones: the fully qualified teachers and the lateral entry, meaning you can become a teacher here even if you did not study to be a teacher in your initial degree. If you have a second degree, maybe a first degree in whichever field you studied, maybe agriculture, journalism, IT, then you want to change that to become a teacher, then these are some of the ways you can follow. So as a foreign teacher or a graduate, you are usually compared to these German standards, the two German standards. So for you to fit in, they'll have to see if whether you are fully qualified teacher or you are in a lateral entry. In that case, this is where your bachelor's or master's degree really becomes super, super important. And one other aspect is that having the bachelor's degree, is that enough? Yeah, that's the question that we need to think about. That can you actually teach in Germany with only a bachelor's degree? Yeah, there are two ways to look at it. One, the bachelor's degree sometimes works, but there are a lot of limits. And always in the way, and not always in the way you are maybe trying to imagine. Your bachelor's degree might be now for certain private schools or international schools. Like the one I mentioned last time, the Phantom, your degree was enough. You coming, they were even going to teach you the language skills. They were even going to take you through the process. And if you are going to other international schools that are also shared, then they take you through the process. So that is good. But then if you want to really look marketable, then there are roles like teaching assistant, language assistant, or English instructor in private institutions. That again, your bachelor's degree is enough. There are also some queries tiger or shortage subjects positions that your bachelor's degree may be enough to. For instance, your subject is in high demand. Like I was telling a friend of mine, is teaching PE, physical education. And I was telling him how the demand for the PE is really a key here. And then you can find it easy. Of course, there are other cases where the state or the Bundesland allows it and is desperate enough for that particular role in that region. In that case, your bachelor's degree works. However, there are trade-offs. You may not be recognized as a fully qualified teacher by the state. Your salary bracket can be lower, and it may be harder to convert that into a secure, long-term civil servant type position or Beamter. So bachelor's degree is okay, it can open doors, but usually not all the way. So super. Having a master's degree means you are already a step further or a step ahead of the rest. And this is why it's important for you to have a master's degree when you're applying for a teacher role in Germany. This is why. Because in Germany, for instance, when the master's degree is actually the gold standard for a teacher. It is the equivalent of a teacher-focused bachelor's plus master's. And with 2 school subjects and the practical training phase and exams, as I mentioned earlier. So when you apply from abroad, and having a master's often makes it easier for authorities to recognize your qualifications as closer to German standards. I hope that makes sense. Your qualifications are closer to the recognition of for the German standards because of your master's degree. Another thing is that you are easily accepted into a more stable positions, and you could be easily placed or hired into public schools, not just private ones. Another thing is that it is also important that a master's degree can help you look more competitive in the crowded field, negotiate better pay, and have an easier time with visa and recognition processes. Because the problem is, you want a long-term career. You want to stay here for as long as you want. Maybe get citizenship or maybe get a permanent residency. And the easier way or the easier path to get through this is through the master's degree. With the bachelor's, you are ish. You have there's a lot of limitations. And in fact, getting a chance is not a problem. And if you get it, you are highly seriously limited. We'll talk about that some other time. So is a master's degree always a mandatory? Like, is it a must? Must you have it to proceed with your teaching courses? Teaching profession here. No, not in every case. Why? But in many scenarios, especially if you are looking forward to build a long-term teaching career in German public system, it gives you a clear advantage. Okay? Makes sense? You have a clear advantage over the rest because of having a master's degree. If you have a bachelor's, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But a degree, a master's degree and above elevates you to that point where you highly need it. Another important aspect, apart from just having a master's degree, there are also hidden deal breakers. In this whole process, there is a possibility that even with your master's degree, it's not going to work out as you expect. And this is why. One is the wrong subject combination, or others call it combination. Germany likes teachers who can teach 2 subjects, not just 1. At least come with the right combination. The other link is the missing pedagogy. A pure subject degree in, say, physics is not the same as degree in physics with teacher training. Make sense? There's no, if you don't have the recognition process, you can't just show up with your degree and expect schools to hire you. No. You often need to go through a qualification recognition process with the relevant German authority in your state. You know the process. There has to be a process where your subjects or whatever your degree or your certificates are recognized. If they are not, you do not go through the entire process of recognition, then it means you will be overlooked. You will not get the chance to get to the process. The other, I think that's one requirement that I wanted to say is seriously overlooked and makes people fail to proceed to the hiring. By the way, before I proceed, I want first to ask you again, if you're watching this YouTube channel, I have like this huge number, more than 70% of people who are watching this video and who watch our channel are not our subscribers. That is not what we want to hear. The family of the Rajore clan, we were one big clan. So please hit the subscribe button, share this video if you can, comment as well. We need your suggestions. If you have any idea, please always put it in the comment section. As I already mentioned, we always have that time. We take our good time to, in fact, like I do it all the time to respond to all the comments. My wife too, the queen of the clan, also takes her time and replies to whatever she can. So one thing that I want to make very clear is that if you have a bachelor's, it doesn't mean that you cannot find a chance here. Yes, you can, but you are seriously limited. Your chances are, you have a huge limitation. So if you have only bachelor's, you may still find opportunities, especially in private or international schools. I'm not like that guy there's someone who wrote a very, very negative comment on one of my videos, one of the videos that we posted the other time, that it's not possible to find work. Germany has that, yes, that. You know all that story. My point is, every part of the world, there's nowhere easy. Even where I come from, where you guys come from, there's always something. And I don't want to mention it here because I'm not part of it. But there's always something about something. So my point is, you will still find jobs here, even as in the private or international schools with your bachelor's degree. Like the case I mentioned, Phantom is I don't know why I keep mentioning their name. They didn't pay me a cent again. I repeat. But that's one institution that is hiring directly from every part of the world with just an English certificate. English, if you don't have to speak German to come over, they'll hire you, or they'll bring you all the way, pay your relocation, and even pay your flight tickets until you land in Germany, and make sure you you settle comfortably and teach appropriately. So you can, if you have your bachelor's, you can still enter through alternative or shortage routes depending on the state. There are some states that are in dire need of teachers in specific subjects. You can still teach there. Those are public institutions. But your options are very narrow. You might face more questions during your visa and recognition process. You also have a long-term public school careers. Your long-term public school careers are really hard. So those are some of the demerits of this whole thing. But if you have a master's, especially in education, stroke teaching, you are closer to the German teaching standard. You are more likely to be considered for public school roles, and you are more attractive for visa and long-term residence. Okay, friends, that is what I'm talking about. And you usually have a better chances in salary, stability, and recognition. So in a simple sentence or in a simple word, bachelor's can be a starting point. I agree. But master's is your power. It's your power move if you are serious about building a teaching career in Deutschland, in Germany. Okay? Makes a lot of sense. So let's proceed. So a lot of you are asking, Henry, or the Rajore clan, now what do? We only have bachelor's, and we do not want to maybe apply for master's degree where we are, this part of the world. So what do? It's very simple. If you are thinking that you already blocked and you are not able to maybe apply for the teacher roles in this country, you can first you can start in private or international schools. As already said, international schools easily accept you into the program. You can get your foot in the door, start by building a German network. You can add a teaching qualification, consider masters in education or similar. If your home country or in Europe, this can make your profile strong and easier to recognize. You can target shortage subjects and flexible states. Some German regions are more flexible and they urgently need of teachers. A state like, say, Berlin, Hamburg, and of course Cologne. They are more international friendly states. The key for this is that having your bachelor's degree is not a dead end. It's a first step. So do not feel like now you are coming to an end, things are not going to work. No, you at least have a starting point. So take advantage, use it well, and move on. So friends, I keep mentioning that if you are seriously interested and if you want to come and teach in Germany, next time, by the way, in this video, we can talk about the salaries and the sweet benefits of being a teacher in Germany compared to maybe your country. But I don't know which country you're watching us from. But if you do, there are good benefits here working in Germany as a teacher and all that. So if you're serious about teaching in Germany, here's what I do next. You check the recognition rules for the specific German state you're targeting. If you are targeting, Cologne, Munich, Dortmund, where my friend lives, you can check there, go to the website and check what are the recognition rules for that particular state. And then look at your degree and the subjects honestly and see where the gaps are. Do not just apply blindly. It will not work. And I don't want you to waste your time and say, oh, the Rajore clan, I saw you said all that. No. Take your time. Look at your degree and subjects. And then the other thing, and then decide, do I try to enter now with my bachelor's, or should I invest time in my master's and come through later? Whatever works. It's up to you. Thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel and coming all the way to the end. We sincerely appreciate, we love you, we appreciate you. Give us your feedback, your comments, your likes. Share this video to everyone if you love what we've shared here today. And make sure that you tell them that if you do not hear it from here, then probably it's not true. Ciao, bye-bye.